Good afternoon. Happy Sunday. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Hope you enjoyed the fights last night. Very interesting finishes last night. Tom Espinal over Andre Arlovsky. That was a super interesting finish. The young buck knocking out one of the idols he had growing up. That was interesting. But everyone knows the fight of the night, the one that everyone's talking about, the main event, Curtis Blades and Derrick Lewis. Now, I must say, Derrick Lewis is built different. I almost have to say that Derrick Lewis is the Deontay Wilder of MMA. Now, the two have contrasting physical attributes. They even have contrasting fighting styles in a way, but they both have the same uniqueness to them. Now, Deontay Wilder stands at 6'7", and the heaviest he's ever weighed in a fight was 231 pounds, which is for his last fight with Tyson Fury. Deontay usually weighs closer to around 210 pounds, which is relatively small for a heavyweight. Derrick Lewis, on the other hand, is 6'3", not quite as lanky, and usually weighs around the heavyweight limit for MMA, just under 265 pounds. So you have Wilder, who is a lankier, wiry fighter, and then you have Lewis, who is not necessarily tall for a heavyweight and much more compact and not as explosive as Wilder. Whereas Wilder has that wiry basketball player kind of body, which he used to play basketball, and he just can explode at any minute. Derrick Lewis is kind of slower, plodding, almost plays possum a bit. Then he just, boom, catches you with one, and then next thing you know, you're sleeping. Now, what those two have different in body types, they also have different in personality. Deontay Wilder is very brash, very intense kind of guy, very loud, very commanding. Derrick Lewis is much more laid back, more chill. He's here like it's like another day at the office for him. Half the time looks like he doesn't even really want to be there. He's just chilling. Even when they fight, Deontay is super, super intense at all times. Derrick Lewis is chilling. He knows he's going to get that knockout at some point. What they have in common, though, is they both are almost a coach's nightmare, because they have so much power in their hands that they're allowed to break pretty much all of the textbook fundamentals of fighting. Whereas Deontay kind of has more of a strong stance. Neither one of them ever have to really get into a super solid stance. They don't really have to throw straight punches. They don't have to throw punches the same way that a featherweight or a welterweight or a lightweight would have to throw punches. They can just kind of load up on that thing and let it go, because if it touches you, you're going to go to sleep. But they're also a coach's dream at the same time, because even when they're losing that fight, they always have the chance. You can't count either one of them out in any fight, especially if you look at Derrick Lewis's fight versus Alexander Volkov. He was pretty much getting smoked the entire fight, and then with 10 seconds left, boom, gets the knockout. Wilder's the same exact way. In the first Fury fight, even though it went to a draw, Fury's pretty much smoking him the entire fight, and then boom, Deontay just drops him, damn near pretty much knocks him out, but Fury gets back up like the Undertaker. Now, Curtis Blades was pretty much giving it to Derrick Lewis on the feet. He was looking amazing last night. Like, Curtis Blades is known for his wrestling, but his striking looked phenomenal last night. He was going up top. He was using low kicks, off balancing Derrick Lewis. throwing a lot of combinations, using a lot of overhands. He was just looking beautiful. He honestly would have probably had more success if he stuck with the striking, because early in the fight, Derrick Lewis did stuff the takedown. Derrick Lewis looked really good, stuffing that early single leg, and was pretty much losing every striking exchange. Unfortunately, Blades wanted to get to his bread and butter, which is his double leg takedown, get some ground and pound, some ground control time, and he just got caught. You could tell Derrick Lewis was looking for that uppercut the entire time, because as soon as Blades level changed, Derrick level changed right with him. Boom, hit him with the uppercut, he went to sleep. Now, do I think the 2 shots he landed after Blades hit the ground unconscious were unnecessary? I don't. I don't think it's aesthetically pleasing to see someone who's already unconscious take more damage, but the ref tells you in the back before you go out to fight that you do not stop until the ref tells you to stop. I don't think Derrick Lewis did anything wrong. His job is to fight until the ref tells him to stop. Now, he could do the honorable thing and just let him drop and walk off. It does look cooler. It's the much more honorable way to go, but he doesn't have to do that. He's supposed to keep fighting until Herb Dean gets in the way. And he said it in the end, it's Herb Dean's fault. I think that some of that happened because Lewis was poked in the eye earlier in the fight, and he seemed to be poked in the eye a second time, and when he tried to inform Herb Dean that he was poked in the eye, Herb Dean said, "That was not a poke, you were slapped." And Derrick Lewis just turned up from there on out. It was beautiful to watch. I love to see Derrick Lewis win. It's unfortunate for Curtis Blades because he's such a great fighter, and I would like to see him get to the top of the division, but unfortunately he keeps running into the Francis Ngannou's and Derrick Lewis's of the division. What's next for Derrick Lewis? I don't know. A bunch of the top heavyweights are booked right now. Let's see what happens with the Rosenstrike fight. That's going to be fun. And then from there, I love to see more Derrick Lewis. I'm sure he probably won't take a long break. He usually doesn't have too long of a layoff, but can't wait to see him knock some more people out. Thank you for watching.